Hi creative friends, this is Freya and thank you so much for being here. So today what I'm going to do is I am going to show you what I am doing with this particular art journal and the direction that it's going in. So basically I made a video where I talked about collage, and what happened is a page fell out of my journal. So I had 3 figures and I cut them out and I put the collage. So this gold piece over here is paper towel, and I used hot glue and I stuck it onto the page, and then I took my cutout figure and I superimposed it on top of the collage. So this is like a sort of a layered collage, I guess you could call it. It's not quite assemblage because assemblage is more like it's 3-dimensional and it's like coming out into space, like it's not sitting on the page. And even if I had to put, like, say fabric or string or something on top of this figure, it still wouldn't be an assemblage, but it would be more of a hybrid collage assemblage sort of situation. So from what I understand, assemblage and collage are on a spectrum, with say collage being here and assemblage being here, and then there are different points along the way. So because this happened by accident, but I realized that I really love this look. So what I did is I found an old art journal of mine. It's probably, I want to say, about 7 or 8 years old, and the pages were all falling apart anyways, honestly. But what I did is I picked a few pages out of the journal, and I am going to now cut out these figures and I am going to use them in that journal that I just showed you. So I'll do a quick, like, you know, just flip through and just show you some of these pages here. You know, some of them are just backgrounds, and like some of them are really pretty. Like I really love all these gold dots, and you know, I really love this piece over here. You know, I might be able to use these women, like I would, you know, work over top of them. But what I'm gonna do is, like, when there's a figure, I'm gonna cut out the figure and superimpose it like I did. But if there's just collage, like just a background, I'm gonna just turn it into collage maybe. I don't know. But like I really love this like mother and daughter. I just really, it just appeals to me. So I'm just gonna cut them out and I'm gonna use them and hot glue them onto my journal. So, and I don't know if I mean, I'm not going to use all of these pieces. I mean, there would be a lot, but I am going to use them as collage, like even in other art journals, because I just decided, like, hey, you know, this is my art anyways. It's got my visual language on it. And like, I really love this piece over here. Like, look at that. Like, it's just so beautiful. Like, oh my God, I'm so drawn to that. So, you know, I mean, I just thought, well, I will just kind of use it. Like, I'm gonna cut it out and I'm going to superimpose it. And what I even thought about doing, because this is a Fabriano journal and I don't like to cover up the covers, because there's actually a really interesting story behind the motif. Like, it's a this motif, it just looks like it's like, you know, little squares, red squares, but actually it is taken from a place in Venice. So there's a story over here about where it comes from in Venice, and it's a tile, it's a specific design that Fabriano replicated on these journals. So I don't like covering it up, but what I might do is I might cut out a figure, maybe not this particular figure, but I might cut out a figure and then just hot glue it like onto here. And I'm thinking about that also. I don't know if I want to do that. So it's just like I'm asking myself the questions and I'm like gonna let it like percolate. But I think that would be really cool because I would still be able to see the cover, but I would have a like an image on top of it. And this way of working all came about because a page in my journal fell out and then I cut out the figures. So you know, what I find is that when I'm open to new ideas flowing in, because when I started that journal on healing ancestral trauma, and I lit my candle and I did my intention and all of this stuff, I set the intention that whatever happens in the journal, I'm going to use it for my benefit. I'm going to use it to see things in new ways. I'm going to use it to open up new doorways. Like there's this big long thing that I wrote. And so I set that intention. That was just one of the intentions, by the way. But I set that intention. So when the page fell apart, I was like, okay, at first I was really upset, but then I was like, okay, how can I use this to my benefit? And that's what led me to cut out the figures and then work in that way. So it's really important, I feel, you know, to set these intentions so that we can open up pathways of looking at things in different ways and working in different ways. Because I think if this had happened like 5 years ago, and you know, maybe if I hadn't have set an intention like that, I would have just got like really upset and really frustrated, and then, you know, I would have just chalked it up to, oh well, the page fell out type of thing. But anyways, I'm sorry for that long story, but I think it's important, especially when we're working intuitively, because I think like a few months ago, I was talking about ritual in art, and somebody asked me to make a video about it, and I haven't got around to doing it. But ritual is really, really important in art because it's the language of symbolism, of archetypes. It's how, you know, when we talk about the medial woman, and I made a video about that as well, like bringing information from this world to that world, going from the world of the seen to the unseen. You're the bridge, and you're bringing forth all of this information. Ritual is really, really important because this is the language of the unseen world. Another thing I think is really important is intention. Intention is just as important as ritual to me, because intention is the language of the unseen world. It's the seeds. It's the you know, the just the very raw materials, the spark, the why. So for me, like ritual and intention are super, super important. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like cut out these figures, and I'm gonna see like what I can do and how I can work it in there. Now I just wanted to say something that happened that I just wanted to share it. So I made a video I don't know, a week ago about, you know, my 1 year YouTube journey, etc., etc. And one of the things that stopped me, or that, you know, made me hesitate about starting my YouTube channel, besides the technical aspects, and, you know, there were a lot of reasons, but a big reason was that I just felt like, well, what do I have to share? You know, like what knowledge do I have to share? And I was just like swimming in my insecurities and my inner critic. But somebody left a comment on my channel the other day, a fellow artist, and this is a perfect illustration of why, if you are thinking about putting your work out there, or if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel or whatever it is, and you're just kind of like, you know, like all the inner critic stuff that comes up. I know for me, it's like, oh my God, like what do I have to share? And nobody's gonna want to listen to me babbling on and blah, 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 right? But somebody left a comment, and this was about my 100-day project on using grays. And they said something that I'm going to tell you what they said. So they said, they were talking about the grays, and they used these two words together. They said, well, I can see why working with the grays would be different than working with the ultramarine blues, because the grays have a different energetic signature. Those were the two words, energetic signature. Now, to the person who left the comment, that might just be like a normal way of them expressing something. Like to them, it's no big deal. It's just like, that's just, you know, that's just the way they talk. Like that's just the way they see the world. But to me, when I read those two words, it unlocked a whole, I don't know what to call it, a whole pocket of information, knowledge, energy, way of looking at things that completely changed the way I look at color. Like, it completely, like, I cannot tell you what a gem that was. Those two words. Like, it honestly, like, I was just like, oh my God, like, this is brilliant. So I guess my point that I'm trying to make is that, you know, when you do put your work out there, when you're thinking about putting your work out there, what might seem like just normal to you, like, oh my God, because that's your way of seeing things, it could mean the absolute world to somebody else. Like, it could change everything for somebody else. So if you are thinking about, you know, starting a YouTube channel, or, you know, I don't know, whatever it is, putting your work out there in whatever way, and you're just like, you know, fighting with your insecurities and like, oh my God, you know, well, I don't have anything important to say and nobody's gonna want to hear what I have to say, blah, blah, blah. I just want to point out that, you know, yeah, the world needs your voice, because we need different ways of looking at things. We need different perspectives. We need, you know, not just one perspective. And that's one of the great things about social media, is that everybody can put their perspective out there. And if you resonate with something, then, you know, you resonate with it. And people who don't resonate with your frequency, with your message, with what you have to say, no harm, no foul, you know, they just don't resonate with it. That's totally fine. But there are going to be tons of people who do resonate with it. And I was just so grateful for those two words, because now I look at color like it opened up a whole entirely new world for me. I cannot explain to you what a gift that was. Energetic signature. So colors have an energetic signature. And to me, that makes complete and utter sense, but I never would have thought to put those two words together. I never would have thought to look at color that way. But now that I have those two words, and now that I can look at color in that way, I'm like, now when I look at color, I'm like, oh, what is the energetic signature of that color? It's just, I mean, I'm just, yeah, you guys, I don't know. It was just like, it was like a gift from the gods. So I'm just so grateful that the person left that. And to them, it was probably like nothing, like, oh, this is just the way, you know, this is just normal, you know? Yeah, so I just wanted to share that because I think it's really important. So you guys, if you do have like old journals and what have you, you know, I would just say, like, go through the pages and look at them and see if you can cut out pieces. Like, I think I'm even gonna separate these two figures here. But I'm really, really loving this idea of, like, you know, cutting out figures. And I painted this. So yeah, it's mine. So I'm gonna cut this out now and then superimpose it on collage maybe, or just on my page, I don't know. But see, this is what I was talking about. Like, I might want to, and you guys, look at all the layers in here. Like, look at this book right here. The pages are so juicy. I love it. I just hope that the spine holds and it doesn't totally fall apart. But, you know, if it falls apart, it falls apart. I mean, it's still, I mean, I'll try to bind it somehow. But see, I was thinking of like maybe even like, you know, obviously I would have to kind of cut some of it out, but superimposing it like this, maybe not this figure, but a figure. And see, so you could still see the journal, but I'm just thinking about all these different ways of working, and it's like really so exciting to me. Yeah, so, you know, you guys, like, if you have old journals, like, just look at ways of using it for collage or ways of using it differently. Like, I'm gonna cut this out and I'm definitely gonna use this in my journal. Like, I really love this. So I'm not going to like show you like me putting it in the journal because I don't know yet. Like I don't know where I'm gonna put it. I don't know, is this gonna go on the cover? Is this gonna go here, there, wherever? So I don't really know yet, but I will keep on sharing my ideas as they come forth, and I will keep on sharing the way my journal is progressing. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.